The smell reaches you before the light. You wake to it. It wakes you, insistent, layered. The particular reek of fish breaking down in salt under Mediterranean sun. Not a pleasant smell, the smell of money. Dawn, the garum factory, northwest corner of Pompeii, near the Herculaneum Gate. Municipal law requires it. Garum production generates odor that penetrates stone, flavors wind for 200 yards. Solution? Build where offshore breeze carries the stench out, over the wall, toward sea. Works most days. On still August mornings, air flat over the Bay of Naples, the smell drifts south into residential blocks. Scaurus receives letters. He does not read them. If the ancient chemistry behind Rome's most addictive condiment fascinates you, subscribe now. What this man discovers in a shipment from Spain will change his entire craft forever. Aulus Umbricius Scaurus, 52, wealthy, house on the Via dell'Abbondanza with mosaic floors depicting garum amphorae, his amphorae, labeled with his name. In a city of merchants, the merchant's merchant, a man who turned fish guts, salt, and sun into fortune. The fermentation yard, 30 dolia, ceramic vats sunk to the rims, freshest, red with blood and viscera, whole mackerel, anchovies, sardines, layered with sea salt at a ratio refined over 3 decades. Oldest, dark amber, fish long dissolved, liquid clear and intense, ready for straining.
First pressing equals liquamen, common grade. Every tavern, kitchen, street vendor, it pays the workers. But it's not why I wake before dawn.
What wakes Scaurus? Garum sociorum, sauce of allies. Purest, clearest, most concentrated. 1 congius equals same price as quality Falernian wine. Approximately 40 congi per season, each monitored daily. Each equals months of patience, precise salt ratios, and willingness to stand in the worst smell in Campania and pay attention. Eutyches joins him, head fermentation worker. Friedman, Greek-born, 50, nose trained by 3 decades of garum work to detect variations no chemical test could match.
Too thick, doesn't bend tight, Pilum bounces back, enemy pulls it out, throws a BACK. Too thin, bends during the throw.
The biochemistry. Fish protein breaks down via enzymes in intestines. Salt controls rate. Too little equals putrefaction. Too much equals enzymes inhibited. 1 to 3 salt to fish equals controlled autolysis. Slow enzymatic dissolution converting solid flesh into liquid umami. The Romans didn't have umami. They had sapor, flavor that deepens other flavors. Makes bread taste more like bread, meat more like meat. Garum is the sapor of the ancient world. Scaurus' obsession, temperature. Not forge heat or kiln heat. The gentle, sustained heat of Mediterranean summer, driving enzymatic breakdown. Too cool equals stalls. Too hot equals wrong bacteria, bitter compounds. His solution is spatial. Dolia arranged east to west. Eastern vats, morning sun, gentle. Western, afternoon blaze, 4 hours max temperature. Scaurus moves premium batches across the yard like chess pieces following the sun.
3 days east to start the change. 7 days center for deep work. 2 days west for final conversion. Too fast equals bitterness. Too slow equals nothing.
Stirring, 3 times per day, dawn, midday, dusk. Breaks the surface crust, dried residue plus air. Crust blocks sunlight and traps gases. Breaking it exposes liquid to UV, which, though no Roman understood it, sterilizes the surface. The grading system, Scaurus' pride. 4 grades from a single batch. Alec, residue paste. Cheap, strong, the poor. Muria, second pressing. Salty, functional, every day. Liquamen, first pressing. Clear, golden, standard grade with Scaurus' name. Garum sociorum, supreme extract from the top of the vat. Strained through linen, aged 3 months sealed.
Peel it out. Points caught, shanks bent. Shield is Dion Nori. I'd have to drop it. That's the point.
Eutyches earns 4 times common laborer's wage. Justified. 1 misdrawn batch of sociorum equals 2 months production and the entire season's margin. Fish from the Bay of Naples. Mackerel, anchovies, sardines. In the vats within 6 hours. Freshness equals enzymes most active. Pompeii's advantage? Proximity. Scaurus' fish fermenting before rigor mortis passes. Salt from the Salinae, coastal pan south of Pompeii. Coarse, gray, unrefined. Scaurus insists on unwashed. Mineral impurities contribute to flavor. Modern analysis confirms. Calcium and magnesium traces catalyze specific reactions refined salt cannot. August. Vats full. Season at peak. 30 batches at various stages. Scaurus walks the yard 3 times per day, checking color, testing aroma. 3 decades. The smell invisible to his nose, routine natural as breathing. The amphora arrives on a Wednesday. Merchant vessel from Gades. Spanish goods. Olive oil, salted tuna, and garum sociorum from Lucius Cornelius's factories. The premium standard. Scaurus opens it, pours into a white ceramic bowl. Color contrast reveals tint, holds to light. Different. His equals amber with red undertone. Spanish equals golden with green tinge. Lighter, cleaner, almost translucent. Strong tea versus white wine.
Taste it.
Eutyches dips, touches tongue. Eyebrows rise, not dismay. The look of a craftsman encountering unknown technique.
Steep, but the weight brings it down. A fine trajectory.
Scaurus tastes, and again, sits with the bowl for an hour, drops on bread, cheese, cold meat, not defeat. The particular alertness of a man whose obsession has just been given new fuel. When obsession meets a better technique, it doesn't break, it absorbs. Scaurus isn't threatened because his identity isn't tied to being the best, it's tied to understanding. Subscribe. What he does next with the Spanish recipe defines the difference between competition and craft. He reverse engineers it. What fish? Clarity suggests single species, likely bluefin viscera, lighter extract. Salt ratio? Lower, 1:4, not 1:3. Method? Defatting equals secondary straining through pumice or charcoal to absorb fish oils. Concentration, the secret. Same fish, only the organ's richest in digestive enzymes. Less volume/batch, higher quality/drop. Scaurus could feel threatened. 3 decades of method and Spain shows him a technique he hasn't considered. Some dismiss, some copy blindly. Scaurus does neither, he adapts. The next batch is different. Scaurus separates. Whole fish to standard dolia for liquamen, viscera only to smaller vats. Mackerel guts, anchovy livers, belly blood, salt at 1:4. Linen cover, not canvas, more sun reaching surface. Fermentation faster, concentrated viscera, enzymes at 2 times rate. Day 4, color shifts. Not familiar amber red, but deep gold with warm undertone. Darker than Spanish, lighter than his standard.
Nose changing. Day 3. Sharp, metallic, blood on iron. Day 4. Softening, fish market at closing. Day 5.
Day 5, the change. Eutyches lifts the linen, breathes, and relaxes into the expression of a man who smelled what he was hoping to smell.
I am Samnite. My people, I invented this weapon. Rome took it, renamed it, and 80,000 soldiers carried to a battle they will lose.
Scaurus adds pumice straining. Volcanic pumice from Vesuvius, available on every road. Dropped into liquid for 2 days to absorb fish oils. Removed, garum decanted through linen into clean amphorae. Result, neither Spanish nor Pompeian. Hybrid, Cadiz concentration technique plus Campanian raw materials. Warm gold. Clarity approaching Spanish. Flavor makes Scaurus close his eyes. 30 seconds of silence. Eutyches watches. 12 workers stop moving. Amphorae stamped red, liquamen optimum, and GF Scauri. 47 have been found, from Pompeii to Carthage to southern France. His brand survived 2,000 years. His sauce did not. The Amphorae ship. Rome, Ostia, North Africa, Gaul. Each carrying Pompeii. Salt, sun, fish, and the particular obsession of a man who spent 3 decades perfecting the chemistry of decay. Obsession is not a flaw, it's the engine. The drive to understand, not to win, produces excellence competition alone cannot. But in August of 79, when the ash began to fall, 30 dolia sat with liquid still inside. Archaeologists analyzed the residue, confirmed exactly what Eutyches would have told them. Mid-fermentation, enzyme still active, garum 3 days from being drawn. 3 days from perfection. Vesuvius had other plans, but the amphorae that shipped before, stamped G.F. Scorii in red, carried a flavor the entire Roman world recognized. Not the best, not the cheapest, the most obsessively understood.